breakfast is the healthiest meal of the day. This couldn't be further from the truth. It's so false that I wish that we could ban this statement, because it's causing a lot more trouble than we would like, especially in people trying to lose weight, but also in families with young children. Because I see a lot of parents who, if their children don't want to eat breakfast, they panic, because how are they gonna have enough energy? How are they gonna meet the nutritional requirements? How are they this? How are they that? And I always say to the parent, okay, you know, your child doesn't want to eat, leave them alone. Why force it? Hi everyone, it's Nishti here, specialist dietitian for children and parents, also known as the mindful family dietitian. And I always say, our children are our greatest teachers, because they don't know of any food rules, such as breakfast is the healthiest meal of the day. So they listen to their own body. They know what they want, how much they want, and when they want. Obviously, it's our responsibility to provide them the best nutrition, but if they don't want to eat, they won't eat. And breakfast tends to be such it's a time where I feel, especially for my clients, it's the time where it causes a lot of stress in parents, because so many children don't want to eat breakfast. And so many adults don't want to eat breakfast. I am one of them. So what is it? What is it about all this that you need to have breakfast? Well, I've got a great journal here that you can also find online from the British Medical Journal. And I love that this doctor, or actually professor, he is smashing the breakfast myth. He's smashing it because it's about time. For years and years and years, I've always said, okay, you don't want breakfast, who cares? Why follow the rules? I am a rule breaker though. I don't believe in rules. I believe in my own rules, my body, intuitive eating, which has become such a popular concept now. And really what an intuitive eater is someone who listens to themselves and their own body. Someone who's authentic to themselves. And who is a great example of this? Our children. Our children are our teachers, especially when it comes to how to eat and how much to eat and when to eat, because they are so in tune with themselves. They do what they want and they're joyful and happy. And it's only when we want to follow rules and we then don't manage to follow it that we just get depressed, low, we beat ourselves up, and it's just not serving anyone. So, breakfast, just another myth, he says. And he actually says here that there isn't enough evidence, proper evidence, to suggest that breakfast is the healthiest meal of the day. And actually, he debunks this myth, and he shows another great study that concludes that breakfast might not be a good strategy for weight loss. And do you know why? If you are out there watching and you want to lose weight, if you have breakfast, and you're not hungry, your insulin levels will rise. Now, this is when I put my diabetes hat on, so bear with me. When we eat, glucose is released into the blood, and insulin will take that glucose into our cells. Insulin is released from our pancreas. But insulin makes us hungry because it builds us up. It's a hormone that builds us up. So people who aren't hungry but who eat will obviously have insulin released, and then they will be hungry half an hour later again. So often people say, oh, when I have breakfast, I just tend to eat a lot more. That's because insulin is making you hungry. So the more food you eat when you're not hungry, the more insulin, and then you want to eat more, and then you don't lose weight. Does that make sense? So if you need any further help and advice with this, please let me know and I'll help you. I'm a diabetes specialist. This is what I was trained in. And working in diabetes totally changed how I work, because I realized what the body does, what hormones are released, and what happens when we eat. And I don't eat breakfast because I'm not hungry. I get very hungry at lunchtime though, and I eat 1, 2, 3. This is how I eat, and you can read more about that on my website. It's a way to help you lose weight, maintain your weight for both children and adults. It's a way to get your nutritional requirements. There are tons of benefits of the 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3 is also like you know what, if you don't want to eat breakfast, who cares? Why are you worried about it? You don't need to eat breakfast. And actually, what Tim says here as well, I love this. Some people are programmed to prefer eating breakfast, eating food earlier in the day, and others later, which might suit our unique personal metabolism. One size doesn't fit all. One size doesn't fit all, and we know that, but we still fall for the trap of all these rules. And just look at the whole breakfast rule. And have you never thought, like, the cereal aisle keeps getting bigger, but the fruit and vegetable aisle doesn't? And that's because we think that we need to have breakfast. So the food industry, I think, are behind these things. There's something going on out there. It's a very controversial topic. The cereal aisle gets bigger, yet breakfast isn't the healthiest meal of the day, and especially not Cocoa Pops and all these sugary cereal, which I call puddings. They are actually a dessert. Let's face it, Cocoa Pops is a pudding. It's not breakfast. And he also says, while waiting for guidelines to change, because obviously guidelines now say breakfast is the healthiest meal of the day, but Tim, he does explain all the evidence about why it isn't the healthiest meal of the day and why we need to look at it critically. So while waiting for things to change, rules to change, there's no harm in trying your own personal experience in skipping breakfast. Why not try and listen to your body? What has happened is, if we don't listen to our body, it will stop talking to us. It's a bit like if you have a friend and you stop talking to them, why would you stop listening to them? Why would they want to talk to you? That's the same concept when it comes to our body. If we don't listen to the signals our body sends us, it will shut down. It won't talk to us. It will have a few hints though. It will tell you, if you feel lethargic after breakfast, maybe that's a sign. Try not to have breakfast one day. Listen to your body, and as you start to listen, you'll find that your body will speak to you more and more. It will trust you to speak. It will trust you to listen to it. And as you develop this trust with your own body, just like kids have full self-trust, they don't doubt themselves or anything about themselves, they're fully worthy in themselves. As you start to trust yourself, your body will speak to you more and more. And I have come to the point now where my body tells me exactly what it wants. It will tell me what fruit it wants, what vegetable it wants, what fruit and vegetable it doesn't want, how much it wants. And you know what? It is such an empowering feeling. When you live in this space, no one can tell you what to do. You obviously need to know what is healthy nutrition. You need to empower yourself towards better nutrition, which is what I help families with, both parents and children. And once you feel empowered, you know what to do. And you wouldn't need another diet plan ever in your life. So, breakfast is not the healthiest meal of the day. Don't fall for this crap. Listen to yourself. And if you have children, listen to them and watch them, because they are our greatest teachers. They are at heart intuitive eaters, and there's nothing and no one who will ever show us and teach us as much as a child who stands in their own authentic power. It's Nishti here, dietitian. Please like or share this video, comment below if you like, and I would love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day.